Have you ever considered what truly stands as a safeguard between your individual liberties and the actions of the government? What ensures that when public officials make decisions impacting your life, those decisions are conducted in a fair and just manner? Procedural due process is legally defined as the constitutional requirement that government entities must follow specific, fair procedures when they seek to deprive an individual of life, liberty, or property. This fundamental protection ensures that everyone receives an equitable hearing and treatment before the government can take away important rights or possessions, and it is a cornerstone of American law. The core mechanism behind procedural due process stems from the 5th and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, which both declare that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. This concept dictates that fairness is not just about the outcome of a governmental action, but critically, it is about the methods and procedures employed to reach that outcome. For a procedure to be considered constitutionally sound, it must generally include notice of the proposed action and an opportunity to be heard, ensuring transparency and accountability in government dealings. Understanding procedural due process means recognizing that its application is not rigid but rather flexible, depending on the specific context and the interests involved. Courts often use a balancing test, known as the Matthews versus Eldridge test, to determine what procedures are due in a given situation. This test weighs 3 factors: the private interest affected, the risk of an erroneous deprivation of that interest through the procedures used, and the government's interest, including the fiscal and administrative burdens that additional procedural safeguards would entail. This pragmatic approach allows the definition of fairness to adapt to diverse governmental functions and individual circumstances. A key insider detail of procedural due process is that it applies not only to federal actions, but also to state and local government actions through the 14th Amendment's incorporation doctrine. This means that whether you are dealing with a federal agency, your state motor vehicle department, or a local school board, the government is obligated to provide fair process. This extensive reach highlights the broad protective umbrella of due process, ensuring consistent standards of governmental fairness across all levels. It also underscores that a simple letter or phone call might not suffice if a significant right is at stake. Ultimately, the legal definition of procedural due process empowers individuals by guaranteeing that governmental decisions are not arbitrary or capricious. It provides a vital framework for challenging unfair administrative actions and ensuring that your voice is heard and your rights are respected whenever the government intends to act against your interests. This vital constitutional protection helps to maintain public trust and upholds the principles of justice and equity for all.